I'm running for secretary for next school year. My past experience in leadership roles ranges from leading 50 high school seniors on a 4-day retreat next school year. My past experience in leadership roles ranges from leading 50 high school seniors on a 4-day retreat, coordinating Beaufort GK and Sports Fest bowling, and also being the unofficial secretary for a board this past school year. My past experience has taught me how to stay organized and how to manage my time. I'm always learning new ways to stay organized. From Mike, I've learned how to manage my time. I know in order to get things done in the best possible way, you need to start early. I've learned what it takes to be a great leader and a great team player. I know the importance of communication, and I place even greater importance on communicating correctly. I make sure that there are no misunderstandings between anybody, and would go to great measures to make sure that everything I say as secretary and as a person are the right things to say. I know the importance of teamwork. I work extremely well with others. I try to look at things positively. I think my personality is easygoing. I can get along with just about anybody, and I am extremely dedicated to all that I do. Most of you would agree that when you first met me, I was a bit quiet and shy, but I'm hoping that you would agree now that I'm just the opposite of that. Granted, I can still be quiet, but I'm just as loud, outgoing, and just as plain silly as anyone else. I've become so comfortable in the Barkada environment, and I love this club because it has welcomed me and even Mike with open arms. Barkada has presented me with so many wonderful opportunities and new friends. Beaufort GK was honestly most of the rewarding things in my life. To know that I'm making a difference in someone else's life and even being able to affect them is what my life is all about. I love helping people. That's why I'm running for secretary. I love being a part of the process that brainstorms, that plans, that makes things happen. After all that is said and done, however, I have just one last thing to say. Unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond my control, I regret to inform you that.
No.
If you vote for me for secretary, you'll have to see this smiling face up here a lot more next year.
Thank you. Whoa.
Hi, my name is Krista Camero. I'm up here because I want to be part of E-Board, but not this year. So I'm going to be withdrawing. Certain reasons and circumstances, so.
That's cool. Woo, Krista, next year. Woo! Do I stop it?
Hi, my name is Khaing. So a lot of people assume that being a secretary for any job is an easy task. But think again. Do you realize that being organized is not just a characteristic you can attain in a day? It's a skill, and that I have. A secretary plays just as big as a part of an officer as any other officer, especially because it is a secretary's. I'm gonna read. It is a secretary's responsibility to be alert and present during meetings, take notes, know everything, like being up to date with the current events, to be able to inform officers and members, and most importantly, to be able to communicate, and that I can do. Aside from having great ideas to bring this club together socially, culturally, academically, and athletically, I want and can be the person to make sure everyone is on the same page, to keep everyone in check. I am a go-getter, I am a team player, and I am always willing to lend a hand, even when it's not asked for. I promise that I will not be tied down just as a secretary, because I watched Cami run around doing a little, if not a lot, of everything. And I am that person who can do that, not just for the board, but for Barkada. I do know what it's like to be a leader. In high school, I was the social vice president of the student body and was the captain of the track team. However, a lot of the work I have done for Barkada has pretty much been behind the scenes and has gone unnoticed, much like a secretary. But you know what? That's okay with me, because I'm not doing this for the glory or the recognition. I'm doing this because I feel this is my calling and because of what Barkada means to me. I love Barkada. Like someone said, it's my home away from home. You all are my second family. You all are the heart and soul of Barkada and makes it what it is. And you make me what I am, so let me represent you. No, I am not Filipino, but I definitely fooled you all and many others. And I don't know a lot about the culture, but I want to and will learn as the days go by. And as that saying goes, inside every adult is a kid. Well, I believe that inside this Burmese girl is a Filipina.
Skip me first.
Can you guys stand closer together? Is that cool? Can you guys stand closer together? Awesome.
You're chosen as secretary. Besides taking the minutes, what else would you be able to offer to the club and to your fellow board members?
Aside from being secretary and taking down the minutes, I know that I can gain sponsors for Sports Fest, and if I am secretary, I'm gonna start that early because I know that's what Cammie did this past year. She found sponsors. Also, I can just be around for every little thing, like whatever they need me to do, I'll do. Just like what Cammie has done, like what she has done. I've seen her do all of that, and I know like how hard it is if you're gonna do everything. But if you are really dedicated like I am, then you can get the job done.
What I would do besides taking minutes is I like to be part of everything. I don't know if people noticed, but I really enjoy taking, like, when other people couldn't go, I stepped up and tried to do their part just to lend a hand. I just like to do everything, be part of things, so that if anybody needs help, I'm there. Do you need help? Over and over again, even if I'm like really bugging. But I really want to bring out more events to bring people together, and therefore as a secretary, I don't want to just stay as a secretary. I want to help people, give ideas, like do social events, sports events, just to help them out.
Do we have one other question for Secretary? Anyone? I will ask one quick question. So a lot of people think that the most important characteristic of a secretary is organization. What do you feel is another important characteristic other than organization, and keep it concise?
I think besides organization, you need to have really good communication skills. Because if you can't communicate correctly, then the members won't know what you're talking about or what events are going to happen. So you really have to have good communication skills.
Well, aside from the obvious, I would say drive, because as a secretary, the job of a secretary is very underrated and like unnoticed, and of course you want credit for it because you want to be known that you're doing something, you're doing your part. But if you don't have the drive to keep going, even though you're not noticed, that's what you need. You need to keep going and say, I don't care if nobody notices, at least I'm doing my part to help Barkada be a better club.
Thank you. All right, can we have the candidates for